If you want to have unconditional love, do you have a dog? Have you ever been loved by a doggy? I've got 4 doggies and I take full responsibility for their health, their well-being, and I want to make sure that I'm a responsible dog owner. So there's a very personal question. I have to be a responsible dog owner. I have to be a responsible human. When do we need to take responsibility as humans for our life? For our health and fitness, for our career or business, for our financial situation, and for our relationships. The 4 things that I focus on every single day of my life. How can I help people? How can I make sure that we have all the information we need to be healthy, fit and strong, have a career or business that we love, be financially free and have great people in our life? Because we have to take responsibility for those things. I share that with you with much passion and enthusiasm. It was given to me as a harsh reality. I just started managing health clubs when I was 18 years of age in Sydney in Australia. And I had a member at one of my health clubs that was a top-level psychologist. And they shared with me that the difference between mentally unhealthy and mentally strong, mentally weak and mentally tough, is the difference between blaming other people for what's going on in your life and taking full responsibility. So the scale looks like I blame everybody else, I become mentally weak, I take full responsibility for everything that's happening in my life, and I become mentally strong. If I give what's going on in my life, if I blame somebody else, I'm now giving responsibility for my life to somebody else. So if we have a look at, for example, this is, of course, I'm an exercise professional. I train people to be top-level exercise professionals and top-level business people. So I ask the question very passionately and personally, when do we need to take responsibility for our own health? And I use the example of something like cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, which is the cause for most diseases. If you talk to the top-level medical professionals, as I do on a regular basis, everything has to do with what's going on with the circulation through our body. So if oxygen, blood, nutrients can't get through our body effectively, then things break down, they get busted and broken, they stop working effectively. So type 2 diabetes, which is high blood sugar levels, which is glucose hitting up against the inside of your hoses, causing damage, which then cholesterol can stick to, which means blood, oxygen supply, nutrients can't get to the places that it needs to go, is the basis for cardiovascular disease, amputations, blindness, erectile dysfunction, kidney disease. The horrible things that happen to the human body happen because we have high blood sugar levels, which comes from not being able to store that sugar in the places where it needs to go, which is in our brain for glucose for energy for our brain, or what our brain runs on, the fuel for our brain, glycogen for our muscles, which is just carbohydrate, sugar in our muscles, and every movement we do comes from being able to get blood sugar into the places that it needs to go. If our hormonal system is busted and broken, if our insulin doesn't work properly, then that system doesn't work properly. So then we get type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, heart disease, dementia. We get depressed, we feel terrible, we feel lazy, lethargic, tired, unenergetic, and we get sick. So if we have a look at the only cure for type 2 diabetes, if you've been diagnosed with that disease, not type 1 diabetes has no cure. And this is why I'm using this as an example. Type 2 diabetes is completely preventable and curable if you are healthy, because you have a healthy endocrine hormonal system. So if you're fit and if you're strong and that system hasn't busted and broken, then all of that will work effectively. So you can cure and or prevent type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, heart disease, dementia, renal failure, blindness, amputations, all of that stuff that happens from getting type 2 diabetes if you get fit and get strong, because your hormonal system will be strong. So the responsibility to keep that part of the world healthy is on a human being. We can prevent and cure those horrible diseases ourselves. We've just got to get fit and get strong. If we did that, because 80% of diabetes in the world is type 2, 20% is not curable. It doesn't have a cure. No one knows how to deal with it. But what if all the endocrinologists, the top level professionals that are working with people that have got type 2 diabetes, because 80% of people with diabetes have type 2, what if they didn't have to waste their time with those people, because those people took responsibility for their own health, got fit, got strong, got rid of their type 2 diabetes, so that those experts could then focus on the people who have a disease that doesn't have a cure. And I'm using that as an example because for most things in life that are horrible, we as humans, if we took responsibility for ourselves, we didn't blame someone else, we didn't expect somebody else to help us, is it possible that then the experts in those areas could go and work on the things that can't be fixed? So maybe they could fix them. I use cancer now. This is the most horrible disease according to most people. But 80% of cancers are caused by being unfit, being unhealthy, being weak, having a broken immune system. So your body just can't fight. So it gets sick, and cancer is an immune disease, of course. And if you've got weak bones, weak muscles that don't pull on your bones, you get weak bones, your weak immune system's busted and broken. So your chances of getting cancer is much higher. And 80% of cancers are preventable and or curable if you are fit, strong and healthy. And you're more likely to be healthy if you're fit and strong. And I use that healthy, fit and strong regularly it's almost like a catchphrase for me. But if you are fit and if you are strong and if you are healthy, what else can you do? What would be different about your life? People blame their boss for their lousy job. They blame the government because they're not making enough money, or the taxes are too high, or as humans, we tend to blame a lot. But if you're healthy, fit and strong and you're passionate about life, is it more likely that you will go and find a career path or a business that you love? Are you more likely to be better at what you do because your brain's working more effectively, you've got more energy, you've got more vitality, you're more creative, you're wiser and smarter because your brain works better because you're fitter and stronger? So if you are healthy, fit and strong, you're more likely to have a career or business that you love, which means you're more likely to be financially free. And a lot of stress in the world is caused by money, yeah? It's caused by not having enough money. But if you're doing what you love and you keep getting better at it and you add massive value to the world, is it possible that you will be financially free if not wealthy? So then that stress is taken away. To me, it's a simple domino effect. Get healthy, fit and strong, have a smarter brain, get a career or business that you love, you'll be financially free. And is it possible then that you'll attract better people into your life if you've got lousy relationships? But the beautiful thing about that is if you're healthy, fit and strong and you've got a high self-esteem, self-confidence, you like who you are, is it possible then that if you don't have people in your life, that's okay? You don't get lonely because you like being by yourself. You don't blame your partner because you're unhappy. You don't blame the world because you don't have great people in your life, because you are the person that you like hanging out with the most. To me, it's just a simple process. If I could fix the world, it would be that simple. Get fit, get strong, get your brain healthy, which comes from being fit and strong, and then everything else would work better. Would it fix everything? I'm the ultimate optimist. I'd love to say yes, and it probably not. But would the world be a better place if we were healthy, fit and strong, mentally and physically is what I was trying to say. And would we make better decisions about everything? And the big thing there, people often say to me, "Oh, if you could change the world, what would it be?" Well, to me, the word is respect. If I respect myself, I'm going to eat healthy food, I'm going to exercise effectively, I'm going to look after my body, so I will be healthy, fit and strong. So then I respect that I want to have a career or business that I love, that I'm passionate about. I wouldn't go and do a lousy, stinking, rotten job because surely that's disrespectful to myself. So if I'm a respectful person and I respect myself, I'm more likely to respect other people, which means I'm going to be better at my business, better at my career. I'm going to treat people beautifully, so I'm more likely to have great relationships. And all of that surely comes together where if I respect myself, I want to be financially free, but I'm more likely to be financially free because I'm adding value to my world. That's a beautiful package, isn't it? Respect myself, respect other people, respect my environment. We have graffiti, we have rubbish, we have people who leave a mess. The world could be a beautiful place. Some people say to me, "Rowie, but yeah, there's poor people in the world." Yes, but being poor doesn't mean that you have to be dirty. It doesn't mean that you have to leave your rubbish on the ground. It doesn't. If we respect ourselves, we would do everything possible to make sure that we look after ourselves, we look after the people that we love, and we look after our world and our environment. And how do you do that if you're tired, lethargic, don't have any energy, feel sick, feel weak? You're not healthy, fit and strong. So from my heart to yours, I'm a responsible dog owner because dogs can't look after themselves. I have to look after them. I also want to be a responsible human. I want to be responsible for not wasting the government's money. That's our money, by the way, our tax money, on going to the doctor or the hospital when I don't need to be sick. I don't want to waste other people's time where they could be investing that time into something that's really important when I need to take responsibility for my own health. Now, that's just my personal decision. Wouldn't it be nice if as humans we all took responsibility for our lives, became mentally tough and strong, rather than blame other people, blame the government, blame the weather, blame our relationships, blame. Mentally weak is blame. Mentally strong is taking responsibility. What a great way to live. So you can live your life to the max. What do you reckon, little puppy dogs? Look at that little house and their swimming pool. I love my puppy dogs. Living my life to the max with my puppy dogs. Woohoo!